Welcome back everyone. How are we today? We got some crypto technical analysis, and this is for our Share It community on BBS Network. So I'll quickly go over what the Share It community is about, and you'll see movies, books, love, crypto, motivational, and you'll see you've got the charts on here. If you don't know what BBS is, go and have a look at my previous videos and you'll see what it is. It's basically a social media platform where you get paid in cryptocurrency for interacting. You get paid for creating content, and it's free to do so. There's communities within that. We've got our own community, the Digital Asset Research Team community, and we'll put links with that and the Share It community in the description in the channel. So welcome, and let's get into the charts. Right, we've been asked by Rents to do BNB, so we'll have a look at BNB first for him. How are you? And right, okay, this is the important level for BNB, is the ultimate area where we don't want to close below is 213.60. So it's alright to have this, it's alright to have that, but we can't have the close, the candle close below. So this is showing strong bullish price action, the capitulation. There's lots of buy orders here, so if you think of it as lots of people putting in bids at this level, a lot of people want to buy BNB between 216 and 267. So that capitulation wicks actually, whoops, %, just the actual wick. So the extreme high to low of that small move there is 44%, so it's quite huge levels really. All-time high 693, at its all-time high in the first part of the bull run, not the second. Right, okay, so get our levels back on. If we come back down and retest, which we're probably likely to do, you may see a small move higher, come back and test this zone here indicated by the previous lows, test this zone and then come back, and it's at these levels we find out whether it's going to be a continuation of this downwards move like that. So that's what we need to observe. And what we can do, if we look at breaking and close below those levels, there's a few things we can do. Firstly, we've got this zone here, which was back in 9th of Feb. Between 9th of Feb and the 16th of Feb. So for a week we traded in this area here, which built up a bit of support and resistance. A bit of a support at this level, so you'll get some buy actions and buy orders in at this zone here. So that's the first area that gives us a bit of weight to say that if it goes down, this is where we're likely to get some buys similar to here. Another thing we can do, if we add swing high, swing low, if we had an equal measured move, let's see where that takes us. Put that on the swing high. Nearly perfect. So that's another. So if we break and close below here, the level that we mentioned, 213.60, and we'll come back to test these areas, this is a good signal where price is going to react. We've got our zone of built up support from the area that we just mentioned previously. We've also got an equal measured move, and quite possibly it looks to me that's on the 618 level. So that's the fib extension, swing higher, swing to swing low in this instance and back to the swing high again, and you can see that the 1618 is nearly exactly to our level as well. So this is where we're expecting to see some buy orders. If price does manage to come back, retest, close below, that's acted as previous support and now resistance, back down. Technicals are telling us we could come back and test the 110 to 113 level, 110 to 120 call it. So like I say, from all-time highs of 668, from all-time highs of 693, that's a huge drop, but it has held its own so far, BNB in the bear market. So that's just a thing. That's just a couple of things too. If you're putting in some buy orders or some limit orders, some cheeky limit orders at lower levels, and you think that it's going to be a capitulation wick where you're just going to get so many buy levels that you're going to get a market reversal, those are the areas, or those are the things that you can do to build up confluence and know where you can put those limit orders, those cheeky limit orders in, because if you do get the big capitulation, you don't tend to come back and test them. You get the V-shaped recovery, which is straight down and then back, come back, retest these levels, confirmation, and back on its way. So that's BNB. I hope you found that useful, rents. Let me know what you think. Right, next one was from Info Crypto Bitcoin, and he told me that he's an investor, and the one that he's asked me to look for is Avax. And Info Crypto Bitcoin, let me know, is it Avax that you're investing in, and what levels did you get in? Did you just make one purchase, or did you use appropriate risk management and get in over an allocated amount of time at levels of structure? Or let me know, you might even have a better strategy than that. Let me know what it is. Maybe we can chat about it. Because ultimately what we teach on our channel, and it's obviously not financial advice, but what we do teach on our channel is small incremental amounts that you can afford to lose if something happens, such as what happened to Luna. Using the appropriate risk management and a diversified portfolio, we would be getting in at this level, and if the market followed exactly what it's doing on a downwards trend, so you're following the trend down, bringing your average down, not buying at resistance, always buying at support, small amounts at support. And if you get a crypto winter and you get your sideways action for a long amount of time, and you get your big massive dip, obviously not in this instance because that's going into the minus, but it's just an example, you can just buy your incremental small amounts. You've got plenty of dry powder on the table, and you go back, and we've got a strategy on how to apply risk management on one of the previous videos, and you go back and have a look at that, and you can see how we use a Google Sheets spreadsheet to find out exactly where a token is from its all-time high at any point, what levels we bought in, what our average is if we're buying incrementally. So we try and bring our average down over a long period of time in a bear market, and the bull market strategy is completely different, but we're not going to be going over that and teaching any bull strategy during a time of uncertainty. So Matic, hope that helped. Info Crypto Bitcoin, let me know what you think. Z87, how are you doing? Thanks for all your support. Right, okay, Matic. We've had a break and a close below the previous, the previous low, swing low of 19th, 20th of July, so the all-time low of 2021. No, it wasn't actually, tell a lie. This is 2021 as well. So this was after the May-June crash 2021, and we've broken close below this level here, which has signalled weakness in the market. And I know we've pushed up, but price action is telling us that we're likely to, if we do come down this area, potentially get a complex pullback, go back up like this, and then coming back to test lower levels. Unfortunately, I mean, you have got an area of support built up here. Let me just have a quick look. We've got an area of support here where price action could hit, what's that, 43 cents. So we are bearish. There's nothing to signal that we are bullish or there's any short-term indication of a reversal. If we manage to get above this area here, I mean, you see you've come down like this, and what happens is this creates resistance, this creates resistance, this creates resistance. So you've got to have the huge volume to be able to break through all these ceilings. And that'd be indicated by a huge volume candle and something like this, and we're just not getting it. So we don't want to be closing below the 50 cent level, so nearly 51, call it just under 51 cents on Matic, and that's the level. If we get a break and a close below there, we're probably almost, well, you don't like to say certainty because it's all just probabilities, anything can happen in the market, but you'd be looking at the probabilities stacking up that you'd be testing the 43 cent level again. So if you were dollar cost averaging into here, you've got support, bit there, bit there, bit there, and you see the power of buying at structure and putting in these levels of structure for when you're dollar cost averaging from an investment perspective, because you're just bringing your average down. Ultimately, what you'll tend to get is you'll make a bottom and range sideways. You might get a few highs, but ultimately be ranging sideways for a long period of time, and quite often you'll get the big dip below, wipe everyone out, and slowly start creeping up until you make new highs and the market gets reset and you can start all over again. But this is boring and people don't like this. People expect that when you start making the higher highs that the market's going to turn around and you're going to start making all-time highs again, and then you get hit by ceiling after ceiling after ceiling, and ultimately you're going to get slammed down at a certain point and then people get bored again. But if you take advantage of areas of support below a percentage, we say 50% below the all-time high of a certain token, and that token you've got to have done your own research, and we show you how to do your own research on your own tokens, how to research the team. We show you all these on the previous videos, so go back and watch them if you haven't. And that's Matic anyway. Right, Nicole 123 has asked for a few, so I'll go over them quickly. He's asked for Solana, Cardano, .ftt and Link. So let's just go over Solana first, and we do talk about Solana a lot on this. We do like the project. And what have we had? I did put this Fibonacci level on here previously, but it's not very good for a sticking point. Actually. Yeah, you've got the 618 which stuck. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Sorry for going quiet a second. There's not much downside on Sol. I think that we'll come back and certainly retest this. Whether we get a capitulation or we manage to get that higher low. Capitulation, wick, lots of volume. It might even push down below these levels. Lots of volume, and then try and make our way, climb our way back up. Is everybody investing in Solana? That's what we want to know. I know there's a lot of institutions invested in Solana, and people are scared now with altcoins, and people are even scared with layer ones after what happened with Luna. But not investment advice. Solana's a good project. It's got a lot of investment. It's got a lot of institutions that are invested in it. It's probably one of the stronger layer ones outside of Ethereum. I think it's got the most development on there as well outside Ethereum. So yeah, let's make sure that we don't break and close below $37 because we're likely to come back down to the $28 region. And if you DCA'd in at these levels, see, I wouldn't have here because we had the big bearish candle straight through structure. We weren't at structure here. Let me get it bigger for you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the strategy, go and have a look because we're on part 3 of the strategy now, and we've got 3 episodes out of 5 on there, and you can go back and see exactly what it is that we do. But you haven't hit your level of structure that's being built in here. So we're not allowed to buy until we hit structure. Would we buy here? Daily candle, once the close is finished, is here. So that's telling us that we're going to go back and test this area, the next zone of support, $42. So why would we buy when we've got a signal that slams straight through, close below, and we know that we're likely to test these levels? Why would we buy in here when we can buy twice as much there? And like I say, small incremental amounts, but if you've missed this zone here, you can do 2 times that zone there. You see this zone's different because we closed the candle and we closed it, managed to break below, but managed to close above support, so we held that, and that probably would have been an incremental buy there, or it would have been. And so with that, ultimately you want to be at your bottom. Once you make your bottom, you can be buying incrementally at these zones here. And what happens if you get $35 or your average $35, $40 on Solana, and Solana I think went to 250, didn't it? 261.31. You're going to do alright. Right, Cardano. Took an absolute battering, hasn't it, Cardano? It's a good long-term project as well. Look at that, it's never ending. Highs of $3.10. What we're at, we just made a low of 39 cents. And we're now trading at 53 cents. So all that massive downwards move that I've just showed you there, all that. Now look how much this small swing high and swing low is. Swing low to swing high. 53%. That's a 53% increase, that swing low to the swing high. Just that little bit there. What do you think about that, Nicole? Is it something that you're invested in, Cardano? What do you think about the project? Let me know, mate. I'll have a quick look at DOT for you as well. We've got this one built in. This was where I was demonstrating the DCA strategy, so incremental amounts. If you bought here, you don't need to buy at these levels here because we're going to see how the market reacts. If we manage to break and close below, that's ultimately what we want. And we've hit our 1412, our 1056, and our 3 is 602, which will average it out about $10. And DOT made a high of $55. Hasn't done too bad really. Right, FTX, FTT, FTX. $85 highs, just hit a low of 26.26, currently trading at 30.46, so 30.46, okay. They're all in the same, pretty much all the same position now. We had two capitulation candles here, which has showed quite a lot of strength on FTX. There and there. So you had the two capitulations. And what would have been nice would be to see big volume candle and this break and close above, come back, retest it and gain these levels here. V-shaped recovery, but it's more likely to come back. You're going to come back. Is there going to be lots of buy levels in here? We can observe if we get a big strong bearish candle that pushes us right down, we get a close into here, it's showing weakness in the market, likely to come back down at lower levels. So that's FTX, and it's a bit boring at the moment when you are just observing in the market, but it depends what your investment strategy is. Right, Link's the same. Got levels of support and Link at, and it held the level that we put in there at 6.49. It's likely to come back and retest. At some point you'll get a close below there, you'll get a candle that's going below there, but will you get the close, will you get the buy-in action? That's what we want to see, and if you don't, you're going to be coming back and looking at the 494 level. Next major support after that. Could probably build another one in here actually. I mean, they don't look much when you've got the chart like that, but what are these levels? Each one of these levels is, that's 32%. That's 30%. So you get 32% cheaper, 30% cheaper, 30% cheaper, and you're just bringing it down 30%. You're bringing your average down 30%. And if it goes below the entry point and you feel like you just made a mistake, you can just look to bring your average down again, because obviously you're not putting everything in one basket. And if the market goes sour when you've bought here and it comes back down here, you can take advantage of it because you haven't put all your eggs in your basket here or here or here. And we know in this channel we're not allowed to buy unless we're 50% below all-time high within our strategy. So we can never actually buy a top. That's how powerful that rule is. You can never ever buy a top again if you implement a rule where you say you're not 50%, you're not allowed to buy unless you're 50% from a token's all-time high. So you can never ever buy a top, because you wouldn't be allowed to buy at these new highs here. You wouldn't be able to buy at these new highs here. You would be able to buy at these levels here and these levels here. This is for offloading. This is for accumulating. Accumulate with the whales and then distribute with the whales. Go with the money flow when you're investing. Right, hope you liked the video anyway today, guys. Sorry it's a late one. Let me know what you think, and thank you again for Rents. Thanks for info, Crypto Bitcoin again, Z87, thank you mate, and Nicole123, thank you. Take care of yourself, guys. Have a good day. Bye now.